You killed it. You did really great. Good job. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh no, too close, too close, too close. Back up, too close. But we've got some photos to talk about. I just finished up with Jamie and Fernando's photo session. It's actually for their upcoming wedding next year, and I think they did a wonderful job. And when I was interviewing Jamie after the photo session, you know, she said a few things that really stuck out, and let's talk about it, okay? Because when I asked Jamie what was the scariest part of engagement photos, she said Fernando, her partner, hates pictures and isn't always the most talkative, especially around newer company. I had no idea how Fernando and James were gonna interact. I had so much anxiety the day of. And I was like, oh my goodness, like this is a perfect time to talk about this, because believe it or not, Fernando's not alone in this. It's actually about half of the guys that I work with end up being, I would say, mildly disinterested in sort of having a photo session done with their partner. And I totally understand that. And what we did with Jamie is actually the same thing I do with all of my couples. During our first session planning meeting, it was first revealed to me that Fernando's not going to be incredibly interested and he's not going to be very talkative the day of. And I said that that's fine. And what I did was I started discovering a little bit more about Fernando's interests to see if we can bridge a connection between something that's important to Fernando and the photo session itself. And through asking a lot of these questions, it was revealed to me that Fernando actually has like a fully customized truck that he's been working on for like over a decade now. And it's really cool looking, like it sticks out, it's crazy looking, it's so cool. And immediately I'm like, we gotta ask, we gotta see if he's interested in doing it, you know, getting it cleaned up, bringing it to the photo session, incorporating it into the backgrounds. And I learned so much more about how important that this truck is to the two of, not only just Fernando, to the two of them through that discovery process. And it's wonderful because much like this scenario right here, where I asked what the scariest part of doing the engagement photos is, it's actually one of the reasons why their photos are so special to them now. You know, if it wasn't revealed to me that Fernando doesn't really like doing pictures and really into all this stuff, it's likely that I wouldn't have been able to discover how important that truck is to them in their story, and I don't think that we would have incorporated it into their photo session. So I think it's so huge to be able to connect with you, and I think that that's why it's so important to me that when my couples reach out to me, the first thing we have to do is have a phone call. Like, I need to know that you're a real person, just like you need to know I'm a real photographer, right? So we start with a phone call and we kind of get to know each other a little bit. And I think that that helps a lot in really kind of cultivating what my couples are into and cultivating, you know, your personality into the photos. I also asked Jamie what other advice she would give to couples, all you couples out there that are getting ready to have your photos done. Here's what Jamie said: just enjoy it. Wear whatever makes you feel your best. I knew getting my makeup done would help me feel a little extra special, so I had my makeup artist come to my house the morning of. Wear something comfortable and you feel yourself in. I also knew it would be helpful for Fernando too. He wore an outfit that I knew he would feel himself in. We didn't try to be anyone we weren't. This is huge advice. I mean, this is an actual couple that did real engagement photos with me. I mean, she's giving you guys game. When I sent her the original style guide on our second meeting when we were going over wardrobe, you know, it was kind of revealed to me, you know, I don't know if we want to do this. I don't know if we want to do that. There's no way I'm gonna put Fernando in a tuxedo. I don't know about that. He's not really a suit guy. Again, in that meeting, I went, Jamie, like this is all fine. Part of the style guide includes a lot of information about how to cultivate, you know, who you really are through your styling. And so I said, look, if Fernando's not a suit guy, we're not putting him in a suit. And so what they ended up moving forward with was in one of the outfits, Fernando ended up wearing like a brand new black V-neck with some pants that fit him very well. And then his other outfit, he wore a flannel shirt with another pair of pants that also fit him well. Folks, gentlemen look great when they're wearing clothes that fit them, number one, and they're clothes that the guy doesn't hate. If you put him in clothes he hates, he's gonna look terrible because he's gonna not feel that good, right? It's all about feeling good. Make sure you have that fit and make sure you have something stylistically that is realistic for him to wear. And you're just gonna have much better results. Like, don't try to be somebody you're not. Like, Jamie had such great advice here. Y'all should be taking notes because I like this advice. I asked Jamie, tell me about picking Mare Island for the location of your engagement photos. What drew you to having your photos done at Mare Island? Check this out. We start getting into their story a little bit. Jamie said, I love the idea of Mare Island. Since we met in an industrial setting, that background was perfect. I also love that just across the street was a beautiful park. So in one short session, we had so many different backgrounds and it just felt like you traveled throughout an entire journey and took photos. That is super fun. And like I said, it starts talking about their story a little bit. So how do we combine like these industrial looking backgrounds, but like also their beautiful couples photos? Like, where do we bridge this entire gap from? Well, it's actually revealed in their story. So I asked Jamie to tell us a little bit about themselves and, you know, a little bit of background, really. Here's what Jamie told us. We met while working at an oil refinery. Our drive and ambition in life are what truly brought us together. We love adventure and traveling. We've been together for a little over 8 years. After losing our son Mateo in July of 2023, we truly put down our guards of this we're independent, we don't need anybody in our lives kind of motto, and leaned on each other to make it through probably one of the hardest chapters in our lives. And we're currently expecting our son, who's due to arrive in May 2025. And so I asked Jamie, how did Fernando end up popping the question? This is so funny. In our true fashion, we are anything but traditional. We love doing things our way. Our proposal was no different. We love pushing each other's buttons, and Fernando did just that. One evening, I got so frustrated with him over something ridiculous, and then that's when he did it. That was his plan all along. When he asked my parents for permission for us to get married, my parents asked, how do you think you will do it? He replied back, I'm going to irritate her so badly and she won't have any idea that it's coming. And that's exactly what Fernando did. He ended up proposing exactly 1 year out from the wedding date. And I think a lot of this backstory, like, this is what connects the visuals and makes the visuals make sense, especially for the couples that I'm working for. I very well could have put them at a beach. I very well could have put them in a field with some hills, and you know, maybe there's a sun flare happening, and you know what? They would have been really cute pictures, and they would have looked good and aesthetic on a feed and everything. They would have been great, but I just don't think that any of those scenes would have really represented Fernando and Jamie's story all that well. Now, I asked Jamie, what are you excited about most for your upcoming wedding? And she said, officially becoming a family, finally feeling chosen. Fernando is my best friend, and I have never had someone push me, challenge me, and make me want to just become better. He truly loves me on my worst days and really rallies me on my best days. He's just an incredible person, and I'm truly the luckiest being able to spend the rest of my life with him. I love working for couples that speak so highly about their partner and moreover, love to express themselves with photos that really, really represent their story and bridge that visual gap between, yes, we're getting really cool pictures done, but visually they make sense for our story. They're a true expression of who we are as a couple coming together, getting ready to get married. So we've got a few details to talk about. First and foremost, the makeup artist for this photo session, her name is Natalie Bettercourt. Go ahead and check out her work. And then the hair artist for this photo session, her name is Rosie Duncan. Go ahead and check her work out as well. The location that we used, of course, we've talked about it a couple times now on this video. It's Mare Island Naval Shipyard. And of course, the photographer is me, James Young Photography. Thank you so much for checking out this photo session. I love being able to share these photo sessions with you and do these videos and chat with you. And when you're ready to start telling your story, there's contact forms everywhere. There's links everywhere. Go to the website, reach out, we'll schedule a call and we'll get connected and I'll be able to tell your story next. We'll chat soon, okay?